Hello everyone, it's Blazer here for another Games I Bought video for May 2026. And boy, the last couple of days of May have been, for some reason, hot. Like, we had some hot weather over here over the past few days, and finally things have started to cool down a bit now. Like, we're expected to have some rain tomorrow for the next couple of days. So yeah, it's more or less good enough time as ever to start cooling the place down, ready for that day. And I've even got my fan over there ready for like anytime the hot weather comes in. So yeah, that's something. So either way, we're here to talk about what I bought throughout all of May. But mind you, it's only 4 things throughout all of May. Plus also I've done a couple of game reviews, and I'm going to talk about, and I have an important update regarding my status on Gamespot. Like, there's a very serious thing going on with Gamespot right now, and I need to talk about it in this video. So, first of all, accomplishments throughout May. Not much really. I haven't really done much in May, besides a couple of game reviews. Because I've done on my Gamespot channel some reviews, and I'll talk about that. And I'll talk about that shortly when I get to it. And platinum trophy wise, I haven't even gone down to doing any platinum trophy runs on any game so far yet. So that's the one thing. But right now, let's talk about the games that I bought. And I'm going to start off with the games. So first of all, the first thing I got is, both on PS4 and the PS5, is the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 versions of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Because, yeah, these were the games in the Call of Duty collection that I was missing. Because I might as well get those games to add them to the first-person shooter collection that I've got going on pretty well. Yeah, but I'm building up the FPS list pretty well of both PS4 and PS5 games, as well as the PS3, PS1, and also other platforms. But anyway, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was the 2024 Call of Duty game. And Call of Duty Black Ops 6, for both versions, I only played the first, maybe one or the first level, more or less the first level, and also the multiplayer tutorial, where I was just playing it just for the sake of messing around on the multiplayer and the single player to see the games working. And yeah, the PS4 version has the one-time voucher for the digital version, but I need to mention this. Only the PlayStation 4 version, for whatever reason, has the platinum trophy. The PlayStation 5 version doesn't have its own trophy list, but it's linked to the trophies for Black Ops 6 on PS5 are linked to the Call of Duty app on the PlayStation 5 for whatever reason, and it's odd instead of like having its own trophy list like Modern Warfare 3 has, or any of the other Call of Duty games that's also released on the PS5 for some reason. So that means that if I want to get the Platinum trophy on the PlayStation 4 version of it, yeah, I might as well. As long as I know what the as long as I look at the how difficult the multiplayer on Black Ops 6 is. I'm not sure what I'm not sure how difficult the multiplayer of Black Ops 6 is going to be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be tough. It's going to be much tough compared to what I'm used to with split games and Split Area Reloaded, which I've been playing a lot of lately as well. Yeah, I know I'm guilty of Splitgate lately, but can you blame me? I'm really into Splitgate. Yeah, and I played a bit of Black Ops 6 story. Yeah, this guy makes a return into the story, and I haven't played much of the other Call of Duty games. Any of the new Call of Duty games, like anything Call of Duty Ghosts and upwards. Like, I continue to buy them, get them every way I can. Like, if they're like cheap priced or whatever. But I don't know. Call of Duty has just really lost its way. Black Ops 6 isn't bad. But because for one thing, I do like the Omni movement system. I do like that the Omni movement system works. Like, you can sprint left, you can sprint right, you can sprint backwards now, as opposed to just sprinting forward. Like, at least the movement for like going left and right and backwards is like, it's really good. Like, the new movement system is really good. But other than that, it's the same Call of Duty that you more or less have played, aside from new maps, maybe some returning ones from previous games, and the zombies. Yeah, it's all your typical Call of Duty stuff. And I am planning to get Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and why am I doing that? Because I'm an absolute idiot. Because I know I've seen how bad Black Ops 7 really is. Like, you can just look at the videos and just how atrocious that game is. Right, and the other game I bought, and this was something I bought recently, and that is Darksiders on PS3. Now, I have the game Darksiders 2 on PlayStation 3, I think? And I'm not sure if I have Darksiders 2 on PS4 as a PlayStation Plus game, which was one of the PlayStation Plus games that you could download for free. Yeah, I can't quite remember. Now, I played only the first 10 to 20 minutes of this game. It's a hack and slasher where you're going around fighting off waves of like demonic monsters that have invaded, and you break the law, end up losing your powers, and you have to go after the other guys that are responsible for your issues and such. I only played 20 minutes of it in total, and for what I played of it, it's okay. It's a pretty good hack and slash action game, and I play a little bit of it more and see what the whole experience is about. And I think there's Darksiders 3 and 4 also. And I don't think those games are any good compared to the first two games that we got. But yeah, I got it very cheap, so I'm not complaining. Alright, and lastly, I also got something else. It's not a game, but I got a little accessory, and it's a little storage bag that I found for my Game Boy to put in. And it's a Charizard storage bag. Now, I know this is a Nintendo Switch storage bag because it's made for the Nintendo Switch console, but I wanted to get something for my Game Boy so that when I'm taking my Game Boy out on the go, and I don't need to take my Game Boy off of the hand grip every single time, because I want to keep my Game Boy Advance inside of the storage bag at all times. So you can see this thing with the storage bag. So, but I takes it out off of the I takes my game out. This one's Pokemon Red. I'm still playing that one, by the way. So I can take it out and pop it in here. Now I'm not going to be able to show it. Pretty well. There it is. It's completely unzipped. So I lift it up, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Now I know this is for storing the Nintendo Switch games on here. It's like 10 slots in total. You can slot 10 Nintendo Switch games in here. But here, this is where I put my Game Boy Advance and what games I'm playing in here. So to close it, I close this in here, and close that on top of it, and then do the zip around. Now you're not going to be able to see it very well, but I'm trying to zip it up. And it does go in decently, but closing it does require like 2 hands. So I'll show you cleverly once I zip it up. I got to the zipping it all up, and you can see it's now completely zipped up. So now you can see my Game Boy. The whole bag is now completely full because that's my Game Boy is now inside of here. So I'll just unzip it to take it out, and that's at least the easy part. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this as well. So, and I can carry around either one of my games, my Game Boy Advance title. This one's my pirated Tales of Pantasia Game Boy Advance copy right here. And I can take also my spare Game Boy case to put Pokemon Red in. Close them up. Close that up, put those in here, and then put the Game Boy Advance in here. I only seem to get this thing to fit in just by having it face down like this. Now I would have bought a bigger Nintendo Switch storage bag to fit my Game Boy Advance in there without needing to take my hand grip out. But this was like one of the only few ones that they had in, so I kind of bought it that way. So yeah, I'm absolutely pretty happy with this. And this was like £8 in game in Cardiff. So I actually kind of enjoy this little storage bag. So it's never more than a good excuse for me just to carry around Pokemon. anything to carry around, and I think I can store something like maybe two, maybe 4 Game Boy Advance cartridges in here, or if I'm lucky, yeah, maybe 4 Game Boy Advance cartridges in here, and maybe 1 or 2 original Game Boy games if it's empty or such. So I cut this thing off, but I think that would just ruin the whole point of the packaging. So yeah, and again, so once it's all in, just do the zip around and such. Yeah, which again requires 2 hands, but you know exactly how this thing fits in, and I'm absolutely pleased with this purchase. So then, so that is all of my purchases for May of 2026. Not much. But that is, and I'm not going to be buying much throughout the next couple of weeks or maybe a few months, because I'm going to be doing a fair bit of saving up, because I may be considering possibly the opportunity to save up for buying a backlit Game Boy Advance, so I can have my main Game Boy Advance to put in here, while the other Game Boy Advance I'm using is going to be for trading purposes, you know, in case I want to use it for trading. I may have looked into a possibility of finding if I could mod this Game Boy Advance, because I found the parts online, but I want to see like how difficult it is to how complicated or how difficult it can be to you know, put all the modding parts into the Game Boy Advance console. So that's going to be, and if I know that modding can't be done, I can always just pick up a modded Game Boy Advance like I found on eBay, because I found some reasonably that they sell on eBay. Yeah, I found some Game Boy parts on Amazon, but they don't have. But Amazon doesn't sell Game Boy Advance consoles with backlight mod, because I want to get the original Game Boy Advance with a backlight modded in. That's currently modded in. So that's going to be my main goal for my Game Boy Advance purpose, which I wrote a blog about on my Gamespot channel. And now let's talk about my Gamespot situation. Now, there's been an update to Gamespot. They've now worked on an all-new Gamespot website that has been completely reworked from the ground up. It's been completely redone with new pages, with some new pages, like all those pages that they did before have been completely changed. But however, they're going to be cutting off a lot of the old web pages from their old site. So the old Gamespot site is dying off. They're cutting off the old Gamespot website, per se, because for them it's causing them issues, and rather than them trying to fix it, they're going to just kill the website off entirely. Like the forums page, the user reviews, the stacks, images, everything from the old Gamespot website is going away. Like the old Gamespot that I once worked for the past 16 years, since back in oh, what was it? Back in September 2010, wouldn't you believe it? God damn, it's been that long already. It's been all that already. And I've done like over nearly 300 game reviews for that site. And thank God and here's a problem. Whenever I try to go into the new Gamespot site, like everything is completely gone. Like all my reviews doesn't show up on the new site. All the basically everything that I worked on throughout those whole 16 years are not going to show up on the new site. Gamespot isn't planning to bring back the user reviews, blog posts, or forums in the new site. All we're just going to be getting in the new site is just going to be comments. So the only thing we're going to be seeing is just comments only. Comments and being able to share or like. Because they're getting rid of the forums and blog posts, and they've more or less gotten rid of user reviews, because now it's impossible to make user reviews on game reviews that either they reviewed or not. So those are not going to. So all my reviews game reviews that I've made have been stored now on my USB, which I thankfully did every time I created a game review. It was one of those things that I did like long time back, like a couple of years back. I started putting in a couple of my reviews onto my USB every time I finished a game review of sorts, and the same for even top 10s. So when I made the top 10, or whenever I made a game review, like for user review blogs, I put them on my USB stick for storage, for preservation purposes, so that everything is preserved. So yeah, that's the biggest letdown that Gamespot is doing right now. They're basically killing off their site, changing it for the worse, and just basically they're ending their existence. Their whole entire 30 years. Ever since they've been around since 1996. God damn. That's how long they've been around for. Gamespot is over for them. They're basically just, we can't carry forums, blogs, and review and all the things that that users like to do anymore. We're just cutting it all off and changing it our way, doing things our way. And I don't like that, because for people who spent a lot of their time on Gamespot just typing and just typing on the forums, or just checking out what other reviews that users have made, was the whole point of Gamespot. And with them taking that away, that is removing the entire point of why people come to Gamespot in the first place. And yeah, I don't like that. I wanted them to at least keep something. Keep something of what made their site engaging in the first place. So that's going to be the end of the community for them. But I'll still be able to produce blogs and reviews in some manner or form. Just that some of my reviews will not, future reviews that they'll have will not have images, because for some reason the images is just not working. Like the image like the imagery is bugged. Like the ability to upload images is bugged, which means I can't pop in a screenshot of a game anymore until that gets fixed. Yeah, so that's going to be the one thing. And so that's based on the situation with GameSpot now. So how will I be able to work on future game reviews moving forward? Like I said, I'll continue making game reviews on GameSpot, on my GameSpot page, until GameSpot finally announces a date where they'll cut off the forums and the blog posts. And like I said, I will keep all of any future reviews just like that I've been doing with any game review that I've worked on the past couple of years or so onto a USB stick, so that when I find a new website to post blogs and game reviews on, I will then start posting up game reviews, blogs again. Once I find a good website that allows top 10s, blogging, game reviews, and screenshot sharing. Once all those are there, I will take advantage of all of those features. I will eventually start reposting up all the reviews I've worked on from beginning to end. Everything that I worked on will be reposted there, and I'll mention it in the next month blog update. Now, as for the upcoming, what was it? Oh, what's coming up next month? Like, oh yeah, the Summer Game Fest, summer game announcements, like the Nintendo Direct, the Xbox showcase, the PlayStation State of Play, PC gaming show, and of course the Summer Game Fest. Yeah, where all the latest game announcements are coming. Yeah, I'll be able to still do those, but however, they will not have a screenshot again, because the screenshot image uploading thing is completely bugged and it's not working. So I'll be able to still upload those and give my thoughts on each of the game shows announced. So I'll be able to still do that, at least for now. All until GameSpot make the announcement that we're finally going to cut that off in the future. They'll announce it like maybe a couple of months down the line, maybe a month or two down the line, who knows. But for now, I'll just work with what I can do for now. And while while you check out my GameSpot account, you can check out reviews of Kitty Crawler, Savala Runner, Repentless, which I worked on recently, as well as a new game review on Don't Fall Alf, which I'll have up sometime shortly. After this video is up, and also more Splitgate Arena Reloaded clips are on the way. They are on the way. It's just I have a lot of things to organize. I just have a ton of things to organize here with my game reviews and video work. So I've got a lot behind it. So I've got a ton of things behind the scenes here. There's things to do and things to share. And I am going to be focusing on easy to write up game reviews. Which I have done like a couple of, and I've got about like 40 of them. And I think I got like over 40 reviews to start working on. Because I've got like a ton of things to do here. So yeah, that is more or less what I've got to do next throughout all of June of 2026. So I guess this is where I'll end things here. I rambled on quite a fair bit, but I had a lot to say about the whole Gamespot ordeal. But like I said, I'll work with what I can do for now until, you know, all the changes come in, and I'll start looking around for a new website to resume all my game review stuff on. Like maybe I'll try GameFAQ, Game FAQs, maybe Metacritic, or whatever site I find that's any good. I'm not going to IGN because, oh my goodness, IGN are a joke. They're a bunch of gophers in game reviews. Like I do not want to work with them. And I'll continue on with what it is that I'm working on and try and see what I can start working on next. So I hope you all enjoyed watching this video, watching me talk about what I bought and what I got, and hope you all enjoyed seeing what I had, and enjoyed looking at the games I got and discussing about what's going on with GameSpot. And if you are on GameSpot, and if you are one of those users on GameSpot, tell me about your experience on GameSpot, and let me know what you think of what you think, if the changes on GameSpot are better or worse. Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a comment, like, and subscribe to all kinds of videos that are coming up on my YouTube channel. And be sure to check out all my more recent game reviews that I posted up on my GameSpot channel. For what, until GameSpot takes all those reviews, that blog posts down forever. So, and until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.